What is up, everybody? I'm NoThanksGiving, and happy Thanksgiving. I was trying to think of something thematic to put out for Thanksgiving, and I thought of pumpkins, which are kind of a Halloween thing. Storybook Brawl doesn't really have Thanksgiving things, so this is what we are going to be taking a look at. Pumpkin pie. We'll make it work. We're going to look at a great pumpkin game today. And you might be wondering if I queued up the wrong video, because I said great pumpkin. This is Phoenix Angel, which doesn't seem like the two of those go together, but part of this stemmed from some conversations on my Discord server, as well as some comments on previous Phoenix Angel games, previously Snow Angel, now Phoenix Angel games, where players don't really respect Phoenix Angel. They don't think it's as good as it actually is, because sometimes you don't really wind up using all of the characters or most of the characters that Snow Angel gives you. Now, we've definitely looked at high roll Snow Angel games in the past, but this is going to be an experiment to see how little of Phoenix Angel's hero power that we can use. And basically, I'm gonna force evil. We're picking up a Minotaur and a Black Cat on turn 3, and we'll sell off the Golden Chicken to pick up these other two things as well. But from here, I'm basically going to go fully into evil, and you'll see why as some of my shops play out, but a lot of this was definitely stemming from some conversations that I've had on my Discord channel with some of my viewers and in the comments on some of my videos, because a lot of players, they don't use some of the characters, and then they don't think, and I think Phoenix Angel is at least top 5 heroes, maybe top 3. I had it as potentially the best hero before Goldilocks came out. I think Goldilocks is at least my current best hero now, but I could certainly still see an argument for Snow Angel being the second best hero at that. So yeah, I think that this hero is quite strong, and that can be strong even if, like, we're using the donkey this turn. We don't really have any synergies with it, but still got an extra donkey. Maybe we'll be able to just be a little bit stronger for right now because of that, and we can use that to grab a lead in other places, even if we don't really wind up using too many of the characters that Phoenix Angel gives us. And you can see part of the reason that we don't really move into good, or rather start to move into evil. We're just picking up a lot of good evil characters here, being able to pick up a Vampire, a bunch of Black Cats, and then that Queen of Hearts, which is going to be the thing that really pushes me in this evil direction. Let's jump ahead into our fight up against Merlin. We got the Slay with Vampire, and Queen of Hearts should be able to take it home, and it's basically as simple as that from here. Yeah, we are quite strong. So we're going to be able to keep our magic research. We're going to be able to triple up on this Black Cat, which gives us the option of taking Corrupted Heartwood. I do think Crown of Atlas could potentially have some play as well to make these things back into good, but what if we just take any good things we get and make them evil? That seems fun too. So that will allow us to play the Trojan Donkey. I'll pick up another Queen of Hearts. Then I'll pick up another pair here, picking up this Bad Billy. And that seems pretty great to me. We are the only undefeated player with 40 health left in the lobby. And some of these other players are definitely taking some damage, but I'm feeling good about where we are, or I'm feeling evil. I do have to say, the new Phoenix Angel art definitely looks a little bit more evil to me. Just the colors, obviously, as you see it in the large picture, it's just like vibrant, luminescent, some words like that. But from the like smaller picture, I don't know, the wings are the color of flames. So it definitely looks a little bit on the scarier side, kind of like a demon to me. So I think that's a good enough reason as any on my first Phoenix Angel game to take things in the evil direction. And then maybe the other reason to do so is picking up this Ancient Sarcophagus on 4.0. But I immediately sold off my excuse me, sold off my Prince Arthur for Econ there and didn't give that a second look. Maybe could have sold the Minotaur here instead. The one thing that would have opened up is Shard of the Ice Queen on that Prince Arthur that I wouldn't say I've already paid for, but I've already paid for in the extent that I've chosen my hero power. So any Shard of the Ice Queens could potentially be pretty useful in terms of making use of evil characters that I get out of my hero power going forward. So that is one kind of cute thing to play around. We're pretty strong at this stage of the game with double Queen of Hearts and this Ancient Sarcophagus allowing us to pick up some extra shots here and there, and we could go for a Trojan Donkey. I think I'm just going to wind up rolling here a little bit more. Could pick up the Mummy, but I'm more interested in picking up some tier 4 characters, adding some power to my board in that way. The worst thing on our board is this Donkey, so getting to cut that for a Medusa seems pretty good, and then I think I'll just sell off this Labyrinth Minotaur to give a Merlin's Test on the Medusa, making Medusa at least a 6/6, just allowing it to easily take out statues, makes it a lot stronger. So that is what I go for after that. And then I think I'll keep this lineup. It's always tricky when you want to frontline your Shadow Assassin and you have a Vampire. It seems like this specific combination comes up a lot, where you don't know which character to put first, because do you want your Vampire to try to slay so that you can grow your Shadow Assassin, or do you just want that ranged character in there first? Now, turns out it doesn't matter. My opponent attacks right into Shadow Assassin, so that's going to go down. And it does look like my opponent's going to be strong enough to withstand me this fight, but no, the Ancient Sarcophagus just barely allows me to grab the win there. So pretty good stuff. I do want to point out, because that last shop had a Lightning Dragon and a River Wish Mermaid, certainly could have been a good angle to explore, but we're all in here. We're going down the evil route. I'm also going to give this Medusa a little bit of a +3/+3. And I don't imagine I'm going to lock onto another Medusa on 4.2 going into 5.0. There's just so many cool things that you can buy when you're playing evil on level 5. So I will go for those instead of this Medusa. And yeah, now that I've added another Medusa to the board, we're moving Shadow Assassin into position number 3. But especially up against the Ghost, I certainly want to put Vampire in that first position. Try to grab a little bit more scaling while it potentially matters here. And I can't imagine that this Trophy Hunter's gonna give us too many problems. All right, we grab the Slay, and we should be able to grab a win pretty shortly hereafter. So yeah, pretty straightforward combat there. And now we are level 5, and we get to pick up a Lancelot for free, but more importantly, we get to Shard of the Ice Queen on this Lancelot. Unfortunately, we don't grab a Nyan Sea Terror or Pigs from that, which are in the shop currently, and then would allow us to more easily build into a treasure. But one other thing to note is, because we picked up this Corrupted Heartwood, Robin Wood is a pretty cool character for us to pick up. What would have been really funny is if we just got, well, I guess it was actually kind of awkward that we got Lancelot, because once you have Corrupted Heartwood, it's actually 2 out of 3 that you grab an evil unit from Snow Angel, and I'm pretty sure that you can still grab an evil unit from Phoenix Angel. But now that it didn't happen, I mean, that's very particular that I got the 1 and 3, because Baby Bear's evil and Robin Wood's evil. I'm sure it's just a coincidence, though I will ask the devs after I am done this game and just make sure that you can actually grab that, so that way I don't have fake news in here, and I'll leave that in the comments down below. But you get the point that I'm saying, is that it would have been cool that because of Corrupted Heartwood, we were able to grab either a Robin Wood or a Baby Bear that would have had a little bit more synergy with our team. Speaking of synergy, my opponent doing some really cool things over there. They are grabbing a ton of gold from that greedy. So Zelhua is going to be a player to watch out for, because we just gave them, like, I don't even know how to count, 6, 10 extra gold this fight. They could be very, very scary. We'll pick up a Wish Upon a Star, so that way we are going to hit level 6 next turn. That's pretty nice. And then awkwardly, there's like, I can't really sell 3 things to pick up a Queen of Hearts here, but I do want Queen of Hearts. If we can find a treasure map, there is a lot of power from that, and we'll be able to triple up on a tier 5 character, or double up in the case of Nyan Sea Terror, grab a tier 7 treasure, which would set us up really, really well going forward. That would allow us to do some really powerful stuff, and for that reason I think that it's worth locking on to a tier 3 triple as you hit 6.0, even if that's going to take out some of your momentum otherwise going into the turn. Beauty is playing with a bunch of summons here. I don't think they're going to be too much trouble other than that hippocampus in the back line. I guess they have the pigs as well, but ultimately not too much power from their side of the board. I guess they do have the ancient sarcophagus as well though, and that's actually enough to allow their hippocampus to take over. They get the win and we take some damage there, so pretty silly stuff. We'll pick up the Queen of Hearts after that, and don't love any of these treasures. I think about Merlin's Hat, but then ultimately I'm just going to wind up skipping because I like both of my other treasures. Maybe we won't use the Corrupted Heartwood for that long. We're really just using it for Robin Wood right now, so it's not a huge deal. But I figured just extra coin to roll and potentially try to find pumpkin could go a long way. So we are going to pick up a pumpkin here, and then I'm gonna sell off the Empress P that I just got from my hero power to triple this Medusa, and that gives us a summoning portal. I was thinking about skipping there for a second, but summoning portal with the Great Pumpkin is actually a pretty nice combo, so we'll pick that up. Maybe I just did that so I could say that I immediately sold the P. Honestly, probably should have held on to the P again to try to Shard of the Ice Queen it. Though I did want to hang on to the other characters, the Nyan Sea Terror, and then obviously the ones that we are currently playing on this board. So a little bit silly, but yeah, that's what we're doing. We're playing full evil Phoenix Angel here, and the Great Pumpkin is obviously a great pickup, getting to really make great use of that with the Ancient Sarcophagus and the Summoning Portal, and now we'll pick up a tier 5 treasure. And Monkey's Paw, really, really cool with the Great Pumpkin, but ultimately, I don't know. It just kind of falls flat for me sometimes. The thing is, when you are playing scam comps, or I'll say when I am playing scam comps, I don't want to play 6 characters. I want to play 7 characters that are all capable of potentially scamming my opponents in various ways. So I don't really want to play Monkey's Paw despite it giving some nice stats to the Great Pumpkin King. So pick up Dracula's Saber. We're going to toss the Corrupted Heartwood, which means Robin Wood is not really long for this world at this point, but maybe we can shard that now that we have added that to the board. The main treasure that I'm looking for on tier 5, and that's definitely worth hunting for, is Ambrosia, because that will upgrade your pumpkin and thus upgrade everything that you spawn in it. My opponent makes a big Lancelot, but I don't know if the rest of their board is that big, and Medusa gets to take out one of their friendly spirits, and then it's time to pumpkin. Let's see if we can scam them up here. My opponent with 2 ranged characters looking like they're in a pretty good spot, but I don't even know what happened there. Their board just exploded. So maybe we whittled them down slowly but surely there. And I roll past the Doom Breaths. I am more just looking for some Cupids, Medusas, things like that, I think. Doom Breath is a little bit tough to make work sometimes, and I just don't have it in me. So we are not going to go for that. Now, I mentioned wanting bigger Medusas earlier. And that is one of the cool things about Dracula's Saber, is it's going to be able to pump up backline Medusas so that way when those eventually attack, they'll have enough to take some statues down. Leading with my first Medusa, that should be able to grab a kill, and then I'm backlining my big pigs. I don't know, there's a lot of different ways to order this board. Playing up against the Beauty now, we get to almost take out her Queen of Hearts here, but not quite, and we do get to keep our Applewood alive, so that's nice. And then Medusa gets to attack, take out the Hippocampus. That's also great. And the Pumpkin doesn't even die on the first attack through. And then we also get the Queen of Hearts. We did not lose a single character. Part of that is playing Dracula's Saber up against a tokens comp. But that feels pretty good, right? To not lose a single character. And unfortunately wasn't a kill. Beauty's going to be left with 4 health. But I'm definitely not super worried when we play against them again, but I am worried about this Zelhua that totally farmed us for a bunch of cash. They're also farming Beauty potentially for a bunch of cash here, so that could be scary, but we're going to pick up a pair of Cupids this turn, and I mentioned Ambrosia. It's the best possible treasure to grab at this point in the game, and we're going to be lucky enough to be able to pick that up. So I'm going to toss the Summoning Portal because the Dracula's Saber was just so good for us, and now I'm feeling like we're in a pretty good spot. We can still pick up additional Cupids and Medusas since we've upgraded those, and yeah, we're just also trying to scam with our rotten apple trees here, but all of this looks pretty good, and we'll see what good stuff lies in the Pumpkin. That's going to be pretty nice for us as well. We trade with their rotten apple tree, and then my Medusas get to go to town and finish taking out the ghost here, and we are going to be in the finals against Zelhua. We're really just looking to replace this 9 Sea Terror with one more scam card, be it a Pumpkin, a Medusa, a Cupid, what have you, or we're looking for one more spell to add to the board, and another Cupid, I'll take it. Cupid pretty good against dwarves, if that is indeed what my opponent went into. Also good against trees. My opponent had a Green Knight. We could certainly see them playing trees. I would actually think that that seems pretty likely, but either way, I think we're set up very well to scam them. We could move some things around, move a Cupid to the back line, move a Medusa to the front line. I think this is fine. The Medusas get to start attacking pretty quickly because we've got those trees in the front. Now the trees might get bigger because of Dracula's Saber, so who knows? And looks like my opponent is playing Empress P. They take out our Medusa with a Cupid, and then we don't really get to take out their Empress Ps or their support cards in like a super meaningful way, but we get a Pumpkin, and we get to try it again here, and honestly, my opponent doesn't really have anything, and then they can't break through all of these upgraded units that we just created with their Pumpkin, so we get to hit them for a bunch of damage, and win the lobby, and there you go. It's all over. That last combat was a little bit close, only 2 out of 3 chances to win there, but either way, we were able to get it done. Because it is Thanksgiving, I also want to just take a second to say thanks to everybody for your continued support of the channel as I was dealing with and am currently dealing with some health issues. I probably coughed once or twice in this video, but feeling pretty good. Thankful for that. Thankful for my doctors. Just started physical therapy today, so that's cool. Working on getting into some better shape and eating better as well, tracking all of that, and just paying more attention to my health. This is also a friendly reminder to all of you guys to do the same and make sure that you are just seeing a doctor if things are wrong, and doing what you need to do to stay safe. And thank you guys as well. This I brought up earlier this week that I was like I lost subscribers last week. Part of that, like I said, is probably with the FTX stuff going on, and also with the fact that I'm now uploading daily Marvel Snap content as well, which you don't have to watch, totally fine, but some people will unsubscribe as like you transition from games. I noticed that when I transitioned into Storybook Brawl as well. But this past week, I've gotten I think it was like one of my record weeks for most subscribers. I got like 25 subscribers in the past week. So that was really, really cool and some really, really great progress on the way to 1,000 subs. So I'll just say it again, if you are not already subscribed, over half of the people that watch my content, surprisingly, aren't subscribed. So hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the content, and we will be at 1,000 soon enough. That's going to be it for me today, though, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm NoThanksGiving. Peace.